All right, good afternoon. Thank you for being here. First, we want to say to the community, on behalf of the men and women of the Orlando Police Department and the family, thank you for the overwhelming support and prayers for Kevin, Megan, and their family. So a number of us are going to speak, and we also have Kevin's squad and family members behind us as well. So first up will be Dr. Smith.
Yes, my name is Chad Smith.
If we could get the microphone from you, please.
My name is Chad Smith. I'm the ICU director here at Orlando Regional Medical Center. And just to give you an update on Officer Valencia, he's in critical condition and is recovering at this time, and we'll have a long road ahead for recovery.
Kevin has a spirit and a strength that cannot be limited by medicine. He is the first to teach and protect other members of the squad, and he has been there for me when I needed to be guided and supported. That's not what he was willing to do that night that made him a hero. He was a leader on our squad, the first to volunteer to do a job, even if it was dangerous. When something needed to be done, he was there, no matter what it entailed. He's a hero for his attitude and actions, day in and day out. On that night, his primary concern was for the well-being of those 4 children. He wanted to be the first to bring the children out of the house, and he wanted to be the first to apprehend the bad guy. Kevin is strong, and he is a fighter. Anyone who has had the honor of working with him knows his unbeatable spirit and strength.
I guess you're just gonna have to bear with me here. I just wanted to start off by saying that I'm so sorry to those families. I'm a mom, and I cannot even imagine what they're going through. It is more than what anybody can bear. I know every officer wanted to get those children out. And believe me when I say that each and every single one of them feels the weight of the world because they couldn't. I want to say thank you to my police family who have been here supporting me. They've protected me. To the hospital staff, because they are doing everything that they possibly can to try and bring my husband back to me. I want to say thank you to my family and our friends that are here, because I wouldn't be able to do anything if they weren't. In the middle of the night, officers, they came to my house and they woke me up and took me here and told me that my husband had been shot trying to save some kids. My husband was the strong one. I'm not. He is fighting every second. And I need him to continue to keep fighting because was everything to me. I've been telling stories to the squad about how he was my first love, literally. Kevin and I were each other's first boyfriend and girlfriend when we were 12. So you can imagine that this person is literally everything to me. He blessed me with 2 amazing little boys. And he is the most amazing father ever. He didn't mind changing the diapers. He didn't. When I would cry because I thought I was the worst mother in the world, he would tell me that I was the best, and that every child would be lucky to have a mom like me. When they would get hurt, he would be the first to pick them up and tell them it was gonna be okay. He was always there. Even when he was working, he would pick up the phone and he would talk to them. And he would tell them that he was going to be home to play with them. My husband, he was a true hero. But not just to our boys. To everybody. My husband jumped into a canal after a car crashed into it. And he didn't even think, he just went to go and save the people that were drowning. He didn't care about his well-being, he just had to get them out. That was my husband. He did everything he possibly could to protect everybody. He was there for everyone. He has to come back. I just ask that everybody prays for him because he needs it. He needs all the support that he can get so that he can pull through, so that he can wake up, so that he can live, because my boys need a daddy and I need my husband. And this community needs a real hero.
Good afternoon. My name is Sean Dunlap. I'm the president of the Fraternal Order of Police Lodge 25 here in Orlando. We are spearheading the fundraising efforts with the family. We started a GoFundMe account that's been released by our public information officer. Donations are also being accepted at any Seacoast Bank branch at this time. This is a long financial hardship for this family. They're going to need the support of everyone to help them accomplish what needs to be done. The Orlando Police Department and the Fraternal Order of Police are taking care of the immediate needs, but there are going to be some long-term financial needs that the family is going to endure. So we're asking if you have even $5 to please donate to the fund. It's being organized by the Orlando Police Heroes Foundation. It is a 501c3 tax-exempt organization. The tax ID number is on the GoFundMe site, and we appreciate anything you can do for the family. Thank you.
So I just want to end that the 1,000 members of the Orlando Police Department stand strong behind Megan and Kevin. We will be here for them for whatever they need. And I want to reiterate something we mentioned before about the privacy of the family. We are imploring you not to share any photos of the children, not to go to the house or bother them in any way. Let's let Megan and her family have privacy. And again, no photos of the children, please. If those are out there, we ask that you remove them from any of your stories or sites. And the privacy is most important. That's what she needs right now. So we're asking you to respect that. And so at this time, I know you may have some questions for the doctor or for Megan. We'll take a few questions only.
Can you talk about the nature of the officer's injuries?
Yes, so Officer Valencia was shot in the head, and he remains in critical condition in a coma. And he does show some signs of responsiveness, and he will have a long recovery.
Anybody else? Okay, great. Chief is going to stick around and give you an update on the law enforcement side.
So I just wanted to give you an update and clarify some information from yesterday. It was originally reported that the suspect had the 5 weapons. That was the original information. Actually, there was only 1 handgun recovered from the apartment, and that's important because today we learned from the medical examiner that that handgun was definitively the one used to kill all 4 children. So that I know there were questions about where the officers' rounds went and after they fired into the apartment, but according to the medical examiner today, all the children were killed by the suspect in his handgun. And I'll take a few questions if you have anything. I don't know how much more I will have for you.
Chief, do you have insight as far as how many times each child was shot?
No, we're not releasing that right now. That'll all come out with the medical examiner's report, but I tell you, I'll just leave it at that.
What about the timing, Chief? Do you have any determination yet on when that may have happened in that such a long period of time?
We asked the medical examiner's office that. I know they're still working on it. I know they will not be able to come up with an exact time of death, but we're still waiting to hear that as well.
I couldn't help but notice that Megan kept speaking of her husband in the past tense.
I don't think that was on purpose, and as you saw, she corrected herself. Obviously, this is a extremely difficult situation from her. She's extremely emotional, and we're all just hoping for the best. And it's a tough time for her. She's, a mother of 2 young children, and has a husband in a hospital bed.
Chief, I know you said at 6 p.m. we're finding out that Orange County Sheriff's Department took over the SWAT situation. Anything more about the timing as far as people are saying, why did they go in sooner? People are asking that question.
Yeah, we explained that yesterday. Look, again, a hostage situation is one of the most dangerous situations that we deal with. And if you look at national protocols and best practices in regards to hostage situations where the suspect is contained and has people in there with him, especially children, you never want to do anything to provoke any kind of action, anything that may bring harm to the children. We've had many of these situations in the past. People who were facing just serious charges as this were peacefully talked out. So that's definitely we follow our training and our experience in these situations. And like I said, to do an entry into a situation like that, it really puts the hostages at risk. Our main concern was always those kids in there, and so we didn't want to do anything to provoke his actions into doing harm to them. And we had been communicating with him throughout the day.
Sheriff, during this time, during this period, did you have any opportunity to get into the apartment during this time frame?
No, like I said, we didn't want to make entry into the apartment to provoke any actions or to bring harm to the children. As I explained yesterday and the day before, we did at one point start breaching windows in an effort to communicate with the suspect.
Chief, we've talked about situations like this before, but Lindsay was on a very long probation. He had some crimes in that period that could have had him behind bars. Do you think that the system let these kids down, let your officer down?
Well, I will say that, knowing all that information, it is a shame that this person is not behind bars. And I'll leave it at that. I don't know why someone would get community control for until the year 2045. In my opinion, based on what I know, I think that person should have been behind bars.
Was Officer Hall with Officer Valencia at the time that this occurred?
Yeah, I'll have to get that. I know there were several squad members there. I'm not sure if he was there. We'll get that information from you.
Where did the other firearms come from? And it was notated yesterday about the shotgun and the rifle.
Yeah, I think that was information from family members about firearms that the father had. And so the gun that was actually recovered was a .380 caliber gun from the apartment. That gun was actually stolen by the suspect, stolen from the father by the suspect.
So you don't know if he actually had access to those rifles?
Yeah, I have no idea where those guns are right now.
And do you know if he was living there full-time in that apartment? Because there's a couple of addresses floating out there.
We'll have to update you on that. I don't want to give you some bad information.
Chief, did he steal the gun for this instance, or did he just steal it to have it?
I don't have that information.
Are you able to say Officer Valencia is in a medically induced coma? Or
That's probably a question for the doctor. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't believe it was medically induced, but
Chief, when Officer Hall said that Officer Valencia was very intentional about wanting to be the one to go in and save the kids that night, is that because someone heard him say that? Do you know the context of that comment, or just because he knows his character?
I think he was talking more about his character.
Okay.
Any idea how much longer he'll be in the hospital?
No.
Okay, thank you, everybody. Thank you, Chief. Thanks, Chief.